What's going on, everybody? You are tuned in to the Undisputed Champ Sports Podcast, where we talk about all things wrestling. If you guys didn't know, all of our new listeners, I'm your host, Preston, and I'm joined here by the one and only Thumbs Up Tommy. Say what's up to these people.
What's up, everybody? Yes, this is the one and only. Even though he said it for me, I'll say it again. One and only thumbs up, Tommy. And yeah, we are the most overpowered tag team in sports podcast, specifically pro wrestling,
Mhm.
and the best wrestling podcast under 250 subscribers.
Uh,
That's undisputed.
I definitely agree with that. And also for our new listeners, we're actually doing Freebird style with our Universal, or not our Universal, our Undisputed Championships, because Carmine's not here today, but he'll be back. Don't worry.
He'll be back next week.
All right, so starting off with Smackdown Live. We started off the
The
beginning.
A show.
The A show. We started off with Shane McMahon coming out, having a couple of things to say. He pretty much bullied Greg Hamilton into announcing his name right, and said that he's refusing to let anyone hold him back, even The Miz, and he's gonna repeat his beating that he gave to The Miz at WrestleMania. Um, as far as this segment, I thought it was cool. What am I trying to say? Shane McMahon isn't really menacing as a heel, but it's cool. It's cool. The story has done enough. I'm not gonna nitpick on anything small in particular. It wasn't a bad segment at all. It was cool. What did you think about it?
I enjoyed it. I like
Yeah,
how Shane is like he's not like you say he's not being menacing.
yeah.
He's just saying, "Yo, I've had enough of everybody taking advantage of me,"
Hmm.
which I can relate to that because I've been taken advantage of too in different ways, money wise, and betray trust and so on and so forth. So. I can resonate with that. So, it just gets to a point where,
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, granted, yeah, it's a story, but they're playing the story off well where he's just tired of people trying to use him, you know?
Yeah, and does that mean that you're living vicariously through Shane McMahon? Is that why you like the segment? Like, you felt it when he said
Um,
that?
to some degree, yes,
Hmm.
because like there's been times where my anger has wanted me to just lash out and just throw hands at someone, but then by nature, I'm more, I guess you could say, unconfrontational. I don't like drama.
Hmm.
I'm more of a pacifist. Like I'd rather like try to hash things out and instead of throw hands. But if it gets to that point where I have to, then so be it. But I don't like doing it. So I guess you could say that it's like my inner anger whenever I get tired of somebody's shit is living vicariously through Shane McMahon.
Okay, so you relate. So you're on Team
Yeah.
Shane.
Honestly, I'm Team Shane and Team Miz because I know that the Miz when he comes back, because if you notice, he was weirdly missing from this week's SmackDown, and you can notice the difference when Miz isn't there. But I'm looking forward to when Miz does come back, and he starts giving Shane a run for his money on the mic because we all know Miz is top notch on the mic.
Yeah, but I wonder if he's gonna rip Shane a new one, or is he gonna come back a lot more sympathetic? Like, I believed in the scene, or try to convince Shane to change his mind, type of thing. I
Hmm.
don't know. I wonder what they'll do.
No, I honestly I think Miz is gonna be out for blood, and I'm gonna tell you why. The only, the main thing is, like, I think if they had done the angle where Shane just beat him up, then yeah, we would see a more sympathetic Miz. But the fact that he laid hands on Miz's father,
Hmm.
he's gonna be pissed. Like, yo, don't touch my dad like that ever again, type shit.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. And I wonder if he's gonna bring back up when they lost that tag match when he dedicated it to his unborn
Hmm.
child. I wonder if he'll bring that up.
Oh, oh, you know Shane is gonna go like that low, and that's gonna send Miz over the edge.
Yeah, 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 absolutely. All right, so moving on.
That on top of laying hands on his dad, forget it.
Oh yeah, you don't touch my dad's face. What's wrong with you?
For real.
All right. So moving on, we had a match between. This is a 16 tag match, or was it? Yeah, six man tag match.
Eight man tag
It
match.
was 8 man. So sorry guys. We
Yeah,
we
it was the most overpowered tag team ever. Ricochet and Aleister Black teaming up with the Hardy Boys
Right.
against basically the League of Nations 2.0, which was the Bar and Rusev and Nakamura.
So disrespectful. Um, I will say this though about Nakamura and Rusev. Now they don't have a title, but I will give them a title right now. And maybe Carmine doesn't want to hear this, but I will give them the undisputed title of the WWE. We don't know what to do with you right now, so we're just gonna put you in a random team championship at the moment. No. For people who's listening, they could be transitional champions with this belt, but for right now, that is the only reason why they're together. They've been losing since they got together. The transition into being a team doesn't make any sense. So I feel bad for these two because I don't know what WWE is trying to do. You can obviously tell that they're not taking this team as serious. They're not going to be at WrestleMania. That's already out the window. They lost at Fastlane against the New Day, and the New Day didn't even need that win.
For real.
What is going on? I don't get it. But overall, we had a great match, though. I like this match a lot.
Oh yeah, it was fun. I mean, and like think about it. Think about the talent that's in the ring.
Yeah.
You got 8 generals facing off 4 against 4.
Right. Yeah.
Like that's money right there. The Hardys alone, even in their older years, to put it nicely, still put on great matches.
Yeah.
And, not necessarily singles matches, but when it's the Hardys together, forget it.
Yeah, it's interesting because you got Ricochet and Aleister Black, who are the quote unquote the rookies. You got the Hardy Boys, who are the super veterans, and then in between there, you got 2 other veteran teams in there, basically. Which Nak and Rusev is not necessarily a team, but they're vets to their own respect. I don't know if you can give that to Nak yet. Can you give that to Nak yet? He's only been there for what, a couple of years?
He's been there for about I think 3 years now.
Yeah, I don't know if we can call him a vet yet, but
yeah, I think it's a little soon. But Rusev, yes.
Yeah, we got a pretty interesting mix-up. One part I did like was when Cesaro tried to do the Hardy Boys noise when he was like, "Oh!" and he tried to do the leg drop. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But overall, a very entertaining match. I don't have anything bad to say about this match at all. It was just fun to watch.
Yeah, the finish was a DQ because New Day came in and wailed on them.
Yeah, this is interesting because WWE has lately been doing some heel stuff with faces. Like this, I guess you wouldn't technically call it a heel move, but it's something you wouldn't expect out of the New Day. But with the story being told, it makes a lot of sense. Also, that time that Aleister Black and Ricochet attacked the Revival after the match was over, like, it's really interesting how they do that. But
I mean, in New Day's defense,
they're justified for that.
They're justified because when it was the Bar beating up Kofi Kingston, and they came out to help him. Yeah. Nak and Rusev came and attacked them and made it a 4-on-3 assault.
Yeah, so they got problems with everybody.
So they're justified in what they did.
Absolutely.
And they just cleared the ring. They just tossed everybody out.
I'm not used to seeing them this serious for consecutive weeks because even when they was heels, they were still kind of goofy heelish. But now they've been straight Ice Grill New Day for like 2 weeks now. They've been like dead serious. I haven't seen them like this. Bruh. It's a little scary.
Bro, I haven't seen Kofi like this since that time he trashed Randy Orton's race car thing. Remember that angle?
Oh yeah. I remember that.
Man, that was when I thought they were gonna push Kofi to the moon.
Yeah, I do remember that. Oh, also, there's one person that's a part of New Day that hasn't been out ever since Kofi has been cheated. We haven't seen Francesca. She hasn't been there.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't seen Francesca. He hasn't been coming out.
I haven't noticed it.
Yeah, it's crazy. But anyways,
it's crazy time to be a New Day fan.
I know, man. They're wilding out. I'm sure them kids are confused. They scared.
Man. Anyway, after that, we got an amazing promo from the Usos as usual. Day 1-ish.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Down since day 1-ish.
Great segment. Like I said last week, these guys are very entertaining and charismatic on the mic when it comes to tag teams, and I don't think no other tag team beats them in that category or even comes close. They're so good. They're back and forth, like as far as saying stuff, especially calling the Bar Swiss cheese and light mayo. I was like
Bro, I love the Usos
No.
when they just go when they start ranting. It's
It's
hilarious.
the way he said it that just made it funny. Swiss cheese, like mayo. I'm like, yo, these dudes are
Oh
crazy,
my
man.
God,
They're great.
yo.
Let me ask you this.
Oh, I am so glad they reinvented themselves. Seriously.
Oh, it worked. It made it worked amazingly for them because that Happy Uso thing was not working for that long.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
it was cool at first, but it got played out after 2 years of it.
yeah. They had to get rid of that Moana extras gimmick that they had before. But like when you look at them, okay, this is the thing that's been going around on Twitter and everything like that about these two. Do you consider them as either the or one of the greatest tag teams of all time when it comes to WWE?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Like that's not even a question. And like it's just they have just this unbridled chemistry that they're just and like I said, it's that kind of chemistry that you can only get when you're doing something with your brother, you know?
Right.
Like they just bounce off of each other and they don't even have to try. Like it just feels natural because they're not even forcing it. You can tell that they're just being themselves.
You could tell, and they're really good. They're really really good, and I
Hmm.
have to agree with you too. Like when it's all said and done, they're gonna be up there. Now, listeners, we're talking about the one of the greatest of all time, not your favorite. We're talking about if we go by statistics and what teams have done, and you talking about titles and all that stuff like that, you gonna have to put Usos up there. Yeah, it just has to be that way. I'm sorry. Um, but
Hmm.
great segment, like you said. This was also followed by after a commercial break by another great segment, which probably was my favorite segment of the night. When AJ Styles called out Randy Orton, that was good. It was so good. And these are two
Oh my
guys.
God.
These are two guys that aren't. I'm not gonna say they're bad, but they're not great on the mic. They do pretty decent. But on SmackDown, they did really really good. It was so
Oh,
good, man.
dude,
Oh man.
bro. Like, talk about a match that I honestly wasn't looking forward to.
Yeah.
Now I'm interested,
It's crazy what promos do for matches. Like AJ saying,
bro.
calling Randy Orton's RKO a knockoff good diamond cutter.
Oh my God. He's like, yeah. He was like, for someone who's such a big star and been doing this for so long, like you seem to know an awful lot about my career in the indies.
Yeah. And he said there's no way you could have made it where I've been by doing the little move that Randy Orton does on the top of the rope. And Randy Orton
Oh yeah, the pose.
the pose, and then Randy Orton insinuated that the Bullet Club stole the Too Sweet sign from NWO. That was great. I was like, man, that is crazy. And then AJ was like, you're talking all this stuff about indie stars, but look around in the locker room. You're surrounded by them. They're all there, which is facts.
Hmm.
It's all facts.
Yeah, because I would say easily 70% of WWE right now is guys from the indies.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah, and then it's funny because, like I said, it's like I was telling my brother the other day, like, like this argument that they had, like we've heard it several times over the years, especially when, as they call him online, an indie darling came up against John Cena.
Hmm.
But here's the twist to it now. The twist is what AJ Styles said. He's like, the only reason you made it even made it that far in WWE
Oh,
is
yeah.
because, first of all, your father's name. Second of all, you've had help all these years. Evolution, Legacy, Rated RKO. Like he started naming all the factions that Randy was a part of.
That part.
And
Go ahead.
oh my God,
That part
like,
had me
I
cracking
loved
up
it.
actually because it reminded me on Raw when the New Day was when he was talking about Randy Orton and Randy Orton was trying not to laugh when he was like Evolution, all these other groups. He was like, then then Xavier Wood was like, dang Randy, how many groups have you been in? That was crazy.
Oh my God, no. But then like I was saying, like the main difference when every time somebody said something along those lines to John Cena versus AJ Styles saying it to Randy Orton is that with John Cena, nobody in his family was a wrestler before him that I know of.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know either.
Like he literally worked his way up from the bottom to
Hmm.
be in the face of the company. Randy Orton, you can argue that all his success was handed to him.
Maybe you could. I guess. I mean, but I mean, okay. Would we be saying that if his dad didn't wrestle?
If his dad didn't wrestle,
Yeah.
to some degree, yes, because like you can say that his dad got him in the door because he was a wrestler, but at the same time, even if his father wasn't a wrestler,
Hmm.
you could say that a lot of his success has come from favoritism, from his close relationship with Triple H.
Okay, that's true. I mean, that also can go for Sheamus as well, because I remember the only reason why Sheamus was brought there because Triple H was working out with him and decided to add him onto the roster. So, but we're not talking about Sheamus. We're talking about
We're
Randy
talking
Orton.
about yeah,
Yeah.
and I love when he said, "Oh, this isn't the house that AJ Styles built. I built this house. I'm the landlord, and rent is due. You son of a bitch."
That was good. I like that. I
Oh my
like that. That
God,
was good. He
I
said
loved
rent
it.
is due, bro. I felt that right here because every first of the month, man, it hurts.
Bro, it's funny because like he said that, and I was like, "Yo." I mean, you could even argue that because for most of his career, Randy's been on SmackDown.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you could argue that he was one of the guys that built SmackDown.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Yeah, that was a really good one. Okay, so moving on, we had a match between Asuka and Sonya Deville, and
God.
I didn't like the fact of I didn't like how this match turned out because it was like very close to being a squash match. It was really teetering on that, and I feel like that I like Mandy Rose. I love Mandy Rose a lot. I feel like that Sonya Deville would be a better case to be in a feud with Asuka due to her style in ring.
If anything, Sonya Deville. I was about to say Sandy, but Sonya Deville should put up a much better fight against Asuka than Mandy.
And I think she has a better personality to fit in some type of feud with Asuka as far as them both having aggressive styles because while that's happening, they can just have Mandy, get her ready to be in this feud with Asuka. Just kind of slowly move her up to that spot. I think
Yeah.
Sonya is a lot more battle ready, quote unquote, for lack of a better term,
Hmm.
than Mandy is. Mandy is just the blonde girl that they want to push forward because of her looks, and she's good in the ring. I'm not gonna take that away from her at all.
Hmm.
She has progressed a lot, but I feel like Sonya Deville probably had a better feud. This is an
Oh yeah, of
opportunity for
course.
her.
Like man, yeah, not a knock on Mandy. She's gotten better,
Yeah,
and she has the potential. But in this case, Sonya's the better choice.
I agree. Yeah. Anyways, Asuka beat Sonya Deville by submission. Ooh, surprise, right? Um,
Which there was a botch there because she didn't even fully lock in the Oscar lock before she tapped.
she's definitely didn't. She definitely didn't.
Yeah, like her hands were not clasped. She just had her hand wrapped around Sonya's jaw.
And then after the match, we had Sonya and Mandy pretty much going back and forth or whatever.
Hmm.
Because if you guys didn't see Fastlane, Sonya Deville tried to pull up the apron and pull something from under the ring to help Mandy. Mandy tripped over the apron and lost to Asuka. That was due to that. So I don't know if they're gonna try to split these two up or what they're trying to do, but I don't know. I really don't know. Who knows?
I think that's what they are working toward.
Yeah, just give Sonya Deville some more spotlight. She deserves it.
Yeah,
Uh,
she's good.
After this match, we had a segment which you really loved between Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. I'm gonna let you take this.
Man, that segment, oh my God. It's just typical Becky, so there's not much to say about that. And let me just say, I love Charlotte as a heel. I can't say it enough. Her best work is as a heel.
Hmm.
Like, honestly, I don't ever want to see Charlotte as a face again.
Yeah, it seems really fake.
Yeah, like, it's almost as fake as Natty being a heel.
Yeah, that's just cringy. Like, it's
Oh my
you could
God.
she's like the nicest person in the world trying to be evil. It's so weird. So weird. I don't understand that.
Jesus
Uh,
Christ.
yeah, I thought the segment was cool. Now I want to encompass all these women together: Ronda, Becky, and Charlotte. I guess I got into the point where I don't really care about these segments anymore because they're not saying anything they haven't really said before, and this is including Ronda. Ronda didn't have to have that segment at all at Raw. We get it. You're a heel. You don't have to prove it to us. We saw what you did. And the things that Becky and Charlotte said to each other, it was great, but we heard them kind of say this before. Like, you've been here for a few seconds. I've been doing this for a long time. I've only been here for a few seconds, but I did more than you did your entire time here. So it just...
No, but the funniest thing to me, sorry to cut you off, was when Becky said, "You know how, I'm even inside Ronnie's freaky little head." He's like, "You little freak." He's like, "You know how hard it is to play with someone to play mind games with someone that doesn't have a brain?"
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Oh my god,
that was probably the best part of the entire segment for me. But for me, I don't know. I feel like this is the thing that I was worried about. Other than what I talked about Becky, her leg thing, which is weird because her leg was supposed to be hurt so bad she couldn't make it to WrestleMania, and people have been kicking that knee in every week, and all of a sudden it's healed now. I've never heard anybody with a knee injury and it get healed faster by somebody attacking it. But that's neither here nor there. But what the problem I have with WWE, and this is not even Becky's fault at all. It feels like they're trying to if it's making any sense, over underdog someone that's already an underdog. They don't have to add nothing to her. She's already an underdog.
It's like they're trying to oversell that she's an underdog.
They're doing too much. It's like eating a steak with way too much salt. Like what they're doing with Kofi Kingston is perfect because they're not putting him in unrealistic situations to make him look like an underdog. He's just purely an underdog just being who he is. And Becky Lynch is an underdog just by being Becky Lynch. If you go back and watch her first match at NXT when she's dancing in all green and dancing to Irish music up to now, that already tells a story right there. You don't have to have all this crazy quote unquote Stone Cold moments. Just let Becky be Becky. She's already over. She don't need WWE creative's help. Stay out of this.
Facts.
Like, I don't know. That's the part that irritates me about it.
She doesn't need your help, guys.
She doesn't.
Ronda doesn't need it either.
Yeah. Ronda's a whole different story. But as far as Becky doesn't need their help. Just give her the Twitter, give her a mic, and she will be fine. She doesn't need y'all intervention at all. Stay out of it. That's it.
Facts. Fact though.
All right, moving on from the rant. We had a match, a tag team match between Samoa Joe and Andrade Cien or Andrade. Cien is out of there. Versus Rey Mysterio and R-Truth. All right, so what did you think about this match?
I thought it was a basic TV match that served its purpose, one and only purpose, which was to make Joe look hella strong.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it because you know for a while I have been the biggest Samoa Joe supporter among yourself, Carmine, and myself.
I agree. I support his towels. That's it. But I
I know you guys all like Joe as well, but I'm saying like that lots of times he's been my pick to win matches, and granted I've been wrong. But like I was always like the one that's like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna go against the grain, Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
So and he's been eating shit for a while.
Yeah, you took a lot of L's for this guy.
Like those consecutive losses to AJ, just made him look hella weak. So it's like, all of this that's happening now, I'm beyond ecstatic of how he's been doing. And, and it's something that, because we didn't do a review for Fastlane, but I loved it when, I think it was at the kickoff show, that Carmella and Zelina were fighting and arguing about who should face Joe for the title. If it should be Andrade or R-Truth. And then Joe just comes up and interrupts both of them and says, look, I don't give a damn which one of your boys is going to fight me. He's like, matter of fact, I'll take both of them and Rey Mysterio on at the same time.
Yeah, he said, if they got a problem, tell them to come see me.
And I'll gladly put them to sleep.
What? Yo, this is what I'm saying. That's why I say that Joe would be.
Joe is too good, man.
He's good, but that's why I said before that he'd be like the scariest substitute teacher because he will tell you, yo, I gave you an F on this test, and if your parent got a problem, tell them to come see me. What? You what? Do you want to come back to school and see your parent getting choked out in the classroom on the floor? Do they want the coquina?
Bro, can you imagine that?
That would be crazy, bro. That ain't my dad no more after that. Like, bro, hey, man. I'm putting myself up for adoption. It's over.
Be like, hey, I don't know why you thought you was going to beat Samoa Joe, but you embarrassed yourself.
Yeah, Joe was crazy. It was funny, too, because when Joe got pinned in this match, his eyes got so... so big. He looked crazy.
Yeah. And that was another good point in the match, that it established Ray as his longtime role of the underdog.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
Yeah, because Ray has been, like, he's lost a couple of matches here and there, but he's, overall, since he's come back, he's been winning a lot. So, it's like, for him to get the win in such a narrow fashion, that, that just resurrects his, what's it called? His character of the biggest underdog, basically.
Yeah, I agree, and it didn't make Joe look weak at all because he won basically.
Yeah, because it made it look like he got lucky.
Man, that was so funny. I was laughing so hard when I see it. If you want to see what it looks like for somebody's top half of their face look surprised and the bottom half of their face look mad, look at Joe's face after he lost. He looked surprised and mad at the same time. I've never seen that emotion in my life. They don't even have an emoji for that. That is crazy.
You gotta make that into a meme and put the Undisputed Champs logo on it.
Yeah, I gotta screenshot that, man. That is so funny.
You got to. Do it before somebody else does it.
Yeah, I gotta get on that tonight.
For real.
All right, so moving on, we had Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan versus Kevin Owens and Mustafa Ali in a tag team match. What did you think about that match?
I thought that it was... what's the right word I'm looking for? It was pretty basic. Like, it wasn't anything too crazy.
Yeah.
Now, I did like that they gave Rowan the nod because he was the one that picked up the win.
Yeah.
And, it's basically like they kind of, for lack of a better phrase, humanized Mustafa Ali a little because, yeah, he's always been an underdog, but, it's like once he gets going with the speed, it's like that's usually a wrap. So, yeah, it was refreshing to see him be the one to take Rowan's claw slam or whatever you want to call it.
What is that called? Is that
I don't know what it's called. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of, I don't know if you remember that submission hold, the claw or something like that.
Are you talking about the mandible claw?
No, like the one that the Von Erichs did.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
yeah. It's like that, but converted into a slam.
I wonder what that does though. Like as far as I know, they hurt their back, but just grabbing their face, what does that do? Does that?
I don't know. It might just
it weakens them or something. Does he like suck
debilitate them or something?
Like he sucks the aura or the chakra out of their face.
But then again, he doesn't hold them for that long. It's just like he palms their head like a basketball and just slams the shit out of them.
He should put his hand there for a second and then had him kind of pass out and then pick him up and then throw him. But that's just my suggestion. I'm not a wrestler, so.
Yeah, but and one segment that I'm pretty sure you glossed over that I liked.
Oh yeah,
that promo from the Iconics.
Oh my God, they're so charming. They're so I love the Iconics. I love them when they were talking about Sasha Banks and Bayley, and I wonder if that's going to be the WrestleMania match for the title.
And that they are making a case though because Sasha and Bayley have yet to show up on SmackDown Live with the titles, so
that's true.
They're making a legitimate claim.
That's true.
Like, yeah, you're ducking and dodging us. We're here. We're waiting for you.
Oh my God! I hope that Iconics get it. I'll be so happy.
They're making a legit claim for real.
They're so charming, man. It's so ridiculous, and it's like it's not like they're the most amazing wrestlers, but they're like the most perfect characters as far as tag team in WWE right now.
Yeah,
like they're my favorites.
I
man.
love it.
Just their whole comedic thing that they had going on, especially during the Elimination Chamber. That whole thing, I go back and watch that match because it's really good, but because the stuff they were doing in there, they had me cracking up the whole time, man.
Yeah. Plus, I think that they're a more viable opponent for what's it called for Banks and Bailey
Hmm.
than Nia and Tamina.
No, yeah. After what we saw that happen at Fastlane, I think Nia and Tamina they're gonna have them do something with for Beth Phoenix and Natalia, which
Yeah, that's definitely coming.
yeah,
But yeah, and like I said, love me some Peyton Royce, so I love it anytime she's on the screen.
and Billy Kay been looking sometimes,
Oh
on
yeah,
Instagram.
Billy Kay too.
Yeah,
Yeah, they both of them. But me personally, I like both of them, but I think I'm more attracted to Peyton.
yeah. She got the new hair dye too, and she about to leave.
Yeah.
And she's about to leave Dillinger, so because he's
Oh
unemployed.
really?
No, I don't know, but I'm just assuming and hoping.
Oh, I'm about to say you got the inside scoop.
Yeah, see, he gone.
I'm,
But
I'm about to say, man. Hey, I'm like, hey, I might need to go and make a little deposit and make some Puerto Rican Australian babies.
some ain't right because she dyed her hair, so that's a drastic change, man. Once we found out once
Yeah.
we found out Ty Dillinger lost his job and he was about to leave, or he didn't lose his job, he asked for his release. Sorry, guys, I know. Once we
Pretty
found out
much.
he asked for his release, she dyed her hair. I'm not saying it, but I'm just saying it. That's all I'm saying. You know?
Like, the timing seems a little weird.
She got a new outfit. She got her hair dyed. Her fingertips is done. She got the French tips going. She is not playing, bro. She's trying to be single. And the summertime is right around the corner. Oh,
Yeah,
it's over for that locker
that's,
room.
that bikini body.
Yeah, it's over, man. Ty, man, I feel bad for you.
It's a wrap, bro. I feel bad for you, bro.
Hey, man, it's more fish in the sea.
Anyway, moving on.
Moving on. All right, so to end off the show, we had a segment between the New Day and Vince McMahon, which Vince McMahon was being highly disrespectful to Kofi, basically telling him that he isn't championship material. There's a reason why he's been here for 11 years and have never had the opportunity to be a champion, and he just doesn't have it. That's basically what he boiled it down to. Like, and I was like, dang, I felt disrespected. I was like, dang, Vince, like, dang, that's disrespectful. And you can just see the emotion all over Xavier Woods
Yeah.
and Big E's face, man. Like, just the way that their support for Kofi and just their expression and their emotion is just so perfect. This is how you do an underdog story without having to throw all this extra stuff into it. Just let it flow naturally. This feels so natural and it's so perfect.
Yeah, like you could tell, like they're genuinely into the story, and I loved it. I love how Kofi was like, "Look, I don't care that I miss a lot of moments in my kids' lives.
Hmm.
Like, well, he didn't say it like that, but you know what I'm saying. He's like,
He didn't
he's like, I
just
never
trick or treating with his kids.
He was like, yeah. He's like, I've never been trick or treating with my kids,
Hmm.
but I don't complain because I love what I do.
Hmm. Oh, it was
He was
so
like,
good, man.
yeah, like it just gave that hint of realism. And then when he told him, he's like, look, you know what? Oh, you think I'm a B plus player? He's like, well, what do I need to do, Vince?
Hmm.
Just tell me what I need to do, and I'll do it. Tell me. Like he was
He's
like,
like,
you
I'm
could
not
hear the
asking for a
conviction in his
handout.
voice.
Just tell me what I need to do, and I'll do it.
So exactly.
Man,
And he's like, yo, don't give me anything out of sympathy. Tell me what I need to do.
oh, this is so good, man. And then Vince McMahon was like, I want you to beat this guy. And who was the
And
first person
these
that came out?
guys,
It was Samoa Joe, Eric Rowan, The Bar,
the Bar and Randy Orton.
and Randy Orton in the gauntlet match. That's what they're gonna have next week on SmackDown. Oh man,
Bro, honestly, if that gauntlet match runs the whole second hour of SmackDown, I would not bat an eye.
hey, I'm not mad at that. It could run the whole show. To be honest with you, I don't care. Cause
Yeah,
this is
it can run the 2 hours for all I care. That would be lit.
Because this is how you use okay, this is what I'll give kudos to the WWE, the entire WWE universe, and I hate using that term, but it is what it is. They've been using gauntlet matches really good. They know when to use them. And it's been working out. Whether it be Seth, whether it was one of the time that they had it for Bailey, Kofi right now, they've been doing good with these gauntlet matches. And I love it. I love it. It's working well for them. But yeah, it's a great segment. And
Yeah, like honestly, just looking at who's involved in the match, I think that like some of these guys, what's it called? Easily, Rowan, what's his name? New Day's gonna dispatch of him, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, probably Rey Mysterio,
Hmm.
and then the Bar, probably New Day again.
You know what they should do to make this a lot more emotional is that um well, Eric Rowan's gonna be in the match. So when Eric Rowan goes against Kofi Kingston, when Daniel Bryan tries to get involved or whatever, or the other people that lost in the gauntlet, they should have the New Day try to help, but somehow get injured trying to help Kofi Kingston.
Hmm.
So then when Kofi Kingston wrestles at WrestleMania, they can come out come out with tape and stuff like that because it looked like they sacrificed their body for their brother, and that would be a
Yeah,
huge statement for them to make.
kind of like it when Daniel Bryan beat Triple H and he was all battered and bruised
Hmm.
before his match against Batista and Randy.
Yeah, but
Bro,
I don't want Kofi to be hurt. I would rather see Xavier Woods and Big E be hurt. Like they sacrifice their body to make sure their guy gets into WrestleMania.
right.
That would be great.
Bro, 5 years ago we had Yeselmania. This year is gonna be Kofi Mania.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be Kofi Mania.
I'm all for it. Kofi Mania.
Absolutely. That pretty much tops up this excuse me, this episode of Smackdown. That was our review. It's time to give it some grades. What's the progress report? What grade would you give it this week?
I'm gonna give it an A.
I'm definitely gonna have to give it an A as well. There was some stuff that was kind of questionable, but it was not enough to sink the ship. They did really good this week.
Hmm.
I can't give it more praises, man. We talked about this over 30
Hey,
minutes, so
man.
that lets you know all you need to know.
Facts. We're going 10 minutes over what we did on Raw.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Thank you guys for listening. If you guys are recurring listeners, thank you guys. We really appreciate you. If you guys are brand new, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it.
Like, comment, share.
Like, comment, share. Also, let us know what you guys think. If you think we're wrong on some of our ideas or how we feel about things, we love to talk. Doesn't matter. Thank you guys for listening.
Facts.
I'm Preston. That is the one and only Thumbs Up Tommy. Salute. You guys have a good day.
Peace.
Peace.